How are you, buddies? Time in the last few months, the internet crossed a line. Not a line anyone announced.
Let me be honest about something, because it matters. When you hear,
Okay, here's where it's all turn over, because I told you machines becomes the majority.
For the first time in the history of the web, most of the traffic moving across the internet is no longer human. More than half of everything happening online right now, every request, every page load, every click that isn't a click, is being done by machines. Talking to other machines. About things that have nothing to do with you. And here's the part that should genuinely stop you. The people who run this infrastructure didn't see it coming this fast. So how did we get here without anyone noticing? And the question I couldn't stop thinking about, what exactly are all these machines doing out there when we're not looking? Let's get into it. Let's start with where this number actually comes from, because it's not a guess. Cloudflare is one of the companies that sits in the middle of the internet. A huge slice of the world's web traffic physically passes through their systems before it ever reaches you. Which means if anyone on Earth can actually measure who's using the internet, humans versus bots, it's them. And what they found is this. The share of web traffic coming from automated systems, bots, has now tipped past the halfway mark. Machines are the majority. Now here's the detail that turns this from a statistic into a story.
the CEO of that company has been watching this trend for years. He had a prediction for when machines would overtake humans online.
His estimate? Not until 2027, at the earliest. It happened early. His own reaction, more or less, was, well, that happened faster than I thought. Sit with that for a second. The person with one of the best views of the entire internet got the timing wrong, not by a little, by enough to be surprised. The shift didn't just happen quietly. It happened ahead of schedule, to the people who were specifically looking for it. And if the experts watching the dashboard got caught off guard, what chance did the rest of us have? Now, before your brain fills in the scary version, let me be honest about something, because it matters. When you hear the internet is mostly bots, it's easy to picture an army of hackers and scammers. And some of it is that. But most of it isn't. The truth is more interesting than that. A bot just means software that acts on the internet without a human clicking in real time. And there are roughly 3 flavors of them. 1. The helpers. Search engines send out crawlers that read the entire web so they can show you results. Your apps ping servers in the background. Systems check whether websites are still online. This is the plumbing. It's always been there. 2. The scrapers. This is the new wave, and it's exploding. These are bots harvesting text, images, and data at massive scale to feed artificial intelligence. Every time an AI model gets trained or updated, somewhere a fleet of bots is out there reading the internet for it. Quietly. Constantly. 3. The bad actors. Fake traffic, fraud, automated attacks. Real, but not the main character here. So here's the reframe. The reason machines just became the majority isn't mainly crime. It's that we built a new kind of customer for the internet. For 30 years, the web was made by humans for humans. Articles written for readers. Stores built for shoppers. Videos made for viewers. But now there's a second audience. A non-human one. And it's growing faster than we are. The internet didn't just get more bots. It quietly got a second species of user. And that species just outnumbered us. Which raises the obvious question, if machines are now the majority audience, are the humans who built this place slowly being pushed out of it? Hold that thought, because the answer is already showing up in the one place you use every single day. Think about how you used to use the internet. You had a question. You typed it into a search box. You got a list of blue links. And you clicked, you traveled out to someone's website, read what they wrote, maybe stuck around. That entire ritual, type, get links, click, visit, defined the internet for over 20 years. It's how websites earn readers. It's how creators earned a living. The click was the currency of the whole web. That era is ending. And not slowly. The head of Google himself has now confirmed that the age of 10 blue links is closing. The new model is AI that simply answers your question directly, right there on the page. You ask. It tells you. You're done. You never click. You never leave. You never visit the website that actually knew the answer. People in the industry have a quietly terrifying name for where this leads. They call it Google Zero. The point where the traffic flowing out from search to real websites drops toward zero. Now follow the logic, because this is where it clicks into place. If AI answers everything in front of you, humans stop visiting websites. But the AI still needs to know things, so the bots crawling those websites don't slow down. They speed up. Humans visiting, going down. Machines visiting, going up. That crossing line, that's not a metaphor. That is the 57% number. That's the exact mechanism behind it. The internet is being rebuilt around a strange new arrangement. A small number of AI systems read the entire human web, so that humans never have to read it themselves. We made a copy of the internet for the machines, and we're starting to live inside the copy. Now, if you're feeling like this is unprecedented, I want to show you something. Because we have been here before, once. Go back to the printing press. Before it, every book was copied by hand by a human for a human, one at a time. Slow, personal, scarce. Knowledge moved at the speed of a tired monk's wrist. Then the press arrived, and something subtle happened that nobody at the time fully understood. The bottleneck moved. Suddenly, the slow part wasn't making the words. It was a machine that could flood the world with more text than any human could ever read. For the first time, we produced information faster than people could consume it. The machine became the majority producer. Humans became the minority readers, drowning in output. And people panicked. They said it would rot memory, bury truth under noise, drown real thought in cheap mass-produced junk. They weren't entirely wrong, honestly. But here's what actually happened. Society didn't collapse. It reorganized. New jobs appeared: editors, publishers, librarians, journalists. Humans whose entire role was to stand between the flood of machine-made text and the people trying to make sense of it. We didn't beat the machine. We found a new place to stand next to it. And that's the pattern. Every time a machine crosses from tool we use to force that outproduces us, the same thing happens. Panic, then a quiet reshuffling of where humans add value. The bot majority is just the newest version of the printing press moment. The machine isn't replacing the human role. It's moving it again. The only question that's ever mattered is the same one as 500 years ago, when the machines flood the world with output. Where do the humans go to stand? Okay. Here's where it all turns over. Because I told you machines became the majority, but I buried the real twist, and it's bigger than the number. Ask yourself, if AI is now the main thing reading the internet, then who is the internet being written for? And the answer is already changing under our feet. Right now, businesses are quietly rewriting their websites, not to impress you, but to be understood by AI. There's a whole new industry forming around making sure the machines mention your brand when someone asks a question. Not ranking in search, being recommended by the AI. Think about what that means. For 30 years, the web was a place humans made things for other humans, and machines just indexed it in the background. That relationship just flipped. Now humans increasingly make things for the machines, so the machines will pass it along to other humans. The AI is becoming the middleman for everything. The layer the entire internet has to please first. And here's the genuinely wild part, the thing that flipped my understanding of all of this. This change is invisible by design. When the printing press flooded the world with books, you could see it. Stacks of paper, shelves filling up, a physical flood. This flood has no shelves. It's requests and responses moving through fiber at the speed of light, in the dark, between machines, in milliseconds. The single biggest shift in how information moves since the printing press is happening, and it produces nothing you can see. That's why no one noticed the exact moment. There was no moment. No flicker, no sound. Just a number on a dashboard at one company quietly ticking past 50%, while every one of us went on using the internet exactly like we did the day before, never knowing the audience around us had changed. We didn't get locked out of the internet. We just stopped being the ones it was mostly for. And the wildest part is, it feels exactly the same. That's the trick. The takeover didn't look like a takeover. It looked like a slightly faster search result. So where does that leave you, an actual human, still typing, still clicking, still here, honestly? In a more interesting spot than it sounds. Because every time this has happened, the printing press, and now this, the thing that became more valuable wasn't producing information. The machines win that every time. What became valuable was the distinctly human stuff: judgment, taste. Knowing which answer is actually true when a confident machine hands you a wrong one. Deciding what's worth making in the first place. The internet becoming mostly machines doesn't make humans pointless. It makes the human parts rarer, and rare things get more valuable, not less. The people who will do well in this next version of the web aren't the ones who panic about the bots. They are the ones who understand the new arrangement early and figure out where a human still adds something a machine can't fake. That's the real takeaway here. The machines didn't take the internet from you. They changed what it's for. And noticing that, actually understanding it, while almost everyone else is still using the web like it's 2015, that's the edge. The crossover already happened. 57% and climbing. The only choice left is whether you understand the new internet, or keep living in the old one without realizing it's gone. If this rewired how you see your own screen even a little, that's the whole point of this channel. We dig into the shifts that are reshaping the future before they are obvious. So here's a real question to leave you with. The last time you searched for something, did you click a single link? Or did the machine just answer? Tell me down in the comments. I read them. A human one for now. I'll see you in the next one.
Did you single click on single link, or did machine just answer? Tell me down in the comments, I read them. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.